All right, imagine this. If I lost absolutely everything today, no cash, no savings, no safety net, and had to start over from ground zero in 2026, this is the exact playbook I would use to rebuild, step by step. We're talking no hype, no shortcuts, just a real, honest guide that actually works.
So let me just ask you that straight up. If you woke up tomorrow and the bank account said zero, what's your first move? It's a scary thought, for sure, but having a clear plan is what turns that panic into actual progress. Okay, let's get into it.
The interesting thing here is how you frame it. Most people would see starting from scratch as this catastrophic failure, but it's really not. Think about it. You have zero bad money habits you need to unlearn. You don't have some fake expensive lifestyle you're trying to maintain. It's a completely clean slate. It's just about pure progress. Slow at first, and then you'll be surprised how fast it can get.
So here's the game plan for this explainer. First, we're going to talk about the hidden superpower of having a clean slate. Then, we'll get into the real foundational stuff, getting control and building a buffer. After that, we switch to offense, earning more, investing with discipline, and then we'll wrap up with the most underrated asset you have, patience. Okay, so let's dig into that first point. Starting from zero literally forces you to build the right habits from day one. You're not trying to patch up some old broken system you've had for years. Nope. You're building a brand new one from the ground up, the right way. And that, right there, is an incredibly powerful position to be in. Now, before we go any further, let's just get one thing crystal clear. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is a get-stable-first plan. Stability is the launch pad. It's the foundation for everything else that comes next. So many people try to skip this step, and honestly, that's exactly why they fail. You know what the biggest trap is for someone starting over? It's that temptation to gamble their way back to the top. They'll throw what little money they have at risky stocks or crypto, hoping for that one big win. But the real foundation, the first and most critical step, is way simpler. It's gaining control. It's about stopping the bleeding before you even think about anything else.
So what does control actually look like in the real world? It's so simple. For just 30 days, you track every single dollar that goes out. This isn't about some fancy, complicated app with 100 different categories. The only rule is this: if you can't remember where that money went, you've got a problem. Because the truth is, you can't grow what you don't control. Period.
All right, once you've got a handle on where your money's going, the very next goal is to build a small buffer. We're not talking about 6 months of living expenses. That's way too intimidating. We're just talking about $1,000. That's it. That's your first totally achievable target.
And the whole point of that $1,000 is peace of mind. That's its only job. It's not supposed to earn you massive returns. You just stick it in a boring old high-yield savings account. Its purpose is to be your shield, to make sure one flat tire or one unexpected bill doesn't send you right back to square one.
Okay, so you've got control, you've got that small buffer in place. Now it's time to pivot. We're moving from playing defense, just protecting what we have, to playing offense. The entire focus now shifts to earning more money.
This quote right here is the fundamental mindset shift you have to make. I mean, think about it. You can only cut your expenses so much, right? You can skip every coffee, cancel every single subscription, but there's a hard floor. Your potential to earn, on the other hand, the ceiling on that is much, much higher. This is where the real growth happens. So the question becomes, what's a high-value skill I can learn in the next 90 days? We're not talking about getting a 4-year degree here. Look at what businesses are actually paying good money for right now. Things like basic video editing, managing a company's social media, setting up simple AI automations, copywriting, or even just being really good at building efficient spreadsheet systems. Money flows to people who solve problems, not to people who just dream.
Okay, but at the exact same time, you have to be on guard against the biggest trap that keeps people stuck. As your income starts to go up, the temptation to upgrade your lifestyle is going to be huge. A new car, nicer restaurants, more expensive habits, but every single extra dollar you earn needs a job. It's either building your safety net, buying your freedom, or creating future income. People don't stay poor because they don't earn enough. They stay poor because their lifestyle inflates faster than their income.
And only now, after you have control, a buffer, and your income is rising, do you even start to think about investing. Because let's be real, investing without that stable foundation isn't building wealth. It's just gambling with better marketing.
And here's the key. The strategy is boring, and that's on purpose. No day trading, no chasing hype stocks. You start with simple, low-cost index funds. Why? Because you don't need to be smarter than the market. You just have to be more consistent than everyone else. Discipline, not excitement, is what actually builds wealth.
This leads to another huge mindset shift, one that separates the people who build wealth long-term from the short-term gamblers. You have to stop asking this question. The obsession with speed is what leads to really, really expensive mistakes.
And instead, you start asking this. Wealth isn't built in a sprint. It's a marathon. It's built by the people who don't quit when things get boring, the ones who just keep investing small amounts consistently for 5, 10, 15 years. Longevity, that's the real secret weapon. And that whole idea of longevity, of just staying in the game, brings us to our final and maybe the most important section, the power of patience. In a world that's obsessed with overnight success, your greatest asset isn't some secret skill or a hot stock tip. It's just your staying power.
You know, the number one reason people fail at this is a lack of commitment. One year, it's all crypto. The next year, they're trying real estate. Then it's day trading. They're not failing because the strategies are bad. They're failing because they don't give any single strategy enough time to compound and actually start working for them.
And this quote right here, it just perfectly captures the whole philosophy. This plan isn't going to make you rich by next Tuesday, but it will make you financially stable. And stability is the ultimate power. Because once you're stable, once you have that foundation, then you can afford to take calculated, smart risks that can lead to some really significant growth. So as we wrap up, let's just go all the way back to that first question. Now that you've seen this framework, think about it again. If you were truly starting from zero today, what would be your very first move? Would it be control? Earning more? Just let that sink in for a minute.